Hey, this is Joe, Gray Bench Electronics. Welcome back to the pedal teardown series where I take apart new and interesting pedals and show you what's going on inside. Today we have the Smallsound, Bigsound Team Awesome Fuzz Machine. All right, the Team Awesome Fuzz Machine from Smallsound, Bigsound. So this is the second Smallsound, Bigsound pedal we've looked at on the channel. We looked at the Mini a little while ago. I've had the pleasure of talking to Brian a couple times. They used to put on a show at Johnny Brenda's in Philly. They took over like the top section of Johnny Brenda's and had a bunch of pedal manufacturers in there. Fuzz was there, Damnation Audio, Electro Foods, Flower Pedals. The person who does the like retro VHS delay pedal that's escaping me, they were there. So it was a good time. It's unfortunate that it kind of shut down around COVID and then just hasn't started back up. And it seems like Brian is sort of MIA on social media. So not sure what's happening there, but hopefully Smallsound Bigsound can come back and start selling pedals again. I know a lot of people would be interested. But anyway, this is about the pedal we got here. So this is the Team Awesome Fuzz Machine, or TAFM. It's sort of a two-sided pedal. We have a really thick and heavy fuzz on one side, and on the other side is a clean blend that you can blend in sort of a nice distortion into it with the gain control here. Shape is a tone control that I believe only affects the fuzz, and the volume is the overall volume of the pedal. A couple switches here. The one on the left is a mids control, so I think it's like a more lids, less mids situation. And then the switch here, I believe, is a phase control. And when you turn it on, it brings in sort of like an octave fuzz. 2 foot switches, bypass foot switch turns on or off the pedal. The gate creates like a really severe noise gate where it shuts down the output when there isn't a signal coming in. When you play it, all of a sudden pops in. So it's sort of a typical gated fuzz sound, but it's very intense. Top-sided input jacks and DC jacks, standard Kobicon style. The input jacks look like they might be the open frame jacks, or it's at least got the metal throat or neck threaded portion. Enclosure is the 1590 BB size, so that's the 1590B, but extended. Finish is a pink sparkle powder coat, looks very nice, and top side is white silkscreen graphics. That's it for the exterior. Let's go ahead and crack open the pedal. All right, so here are the internals for the Team Awesome Fuzz Machine from Smallsound, Bigsound. As you can see, we have a multi-PCB setup here. First off, the bypass and gate switches are down here, 3-pole double throws. The actuation pressure on these are really nice and light, but they look like standard blue, whatever 3-pole double throws you pick up from cheap. So I'm not sure exactly where Brian got these from, but I would love to know because they feel great. The little daughter board here on the 3-pole double throw just makes wiring up the bypass switch easy. So yeah, we have a dual PCB setup here. So the lower PCB here has this little multi-dip switch situation going on, 3 switches, and you can read here that it says 1 up and 2-3 down is unbuffered, so that's most likely talking about the bypass situation. So with 1 up and 2-3 down, it's true bypass, it's not buffered. So that's a lot like most boutique pedals now. 1 down and 2-3 up is buffered bypass. So that's going to be like your Boss and your Ibanez. Those are all buffer bypass pedals. Generally speaking, buffer bypass is a good thing. There are some specific situations where true bypass can be better. And you do get more control of your signal to add in or take out buffers as you prefer with either a switch like this or a standalone buffer pedal if you have all true bypass or unbuffered. But buffers are generally a good thing. True bypass is neither good nor bad. So having the option to switch is cool. We have multiple transistors here. We have 3 standalone transistors and another pair of transistors here, which suggests these are probably in a complementary pair, like either a Darlington or a Zickley pair, something like that. All right, so as far as part numbers, these two transistors here are two N4401s. Transistor down here is a 5457 JFET. That's probably the buffer. And then the two transistors here that I'm guessing are in a complementary pair are the two N5088s. We've got some metal film resistors here. Electrolytics are probably part of the power supply or bypassing for these transistor stages. The coupling caps could be these yellow ones here. These look like MLCCs or multi-layer ceramic capacitors. We've also got a couple of potentiometers connected here. So this is the gain control here is a linear 100K. Clean control is a audio 10K. And they are mounted at right angles. You can see here that's the, usually you have the potentiometer that has the right angle connection. Let me see if I have an example. Usually the potentiometer has the right angle connection. That's like these potentiometers here where you have the right angle pins coming off. But instead, these PCBs stand up vertically inside the enclosure, and the pots are just mounted at 90 degrees to the PCB. There's our two toggle switches there. These are both single pole double throw switches by the looks of it. And the manufacturer is, can't tell. Don't see any manufacturer marks on those. The lower board here is going to be the one that's kind of hard to see. But we have some, looks like Soviet manufacturer parts here. We've got the indication LEDs, these little 3mm red LEDs coming off the PCB at right angles here. There's a couple trim pots you can see there. There's a 500K trim pot down here on the bottom side, and what looks like a 30K trim pot here. The IC down here is an LC1054, which is a voltage regulator, often used for charge pump applications, so providing 18 volts. The Soviet parts here, they are marked IT or GT309B, and they're both that, IT309B. And the diodes are marked, looks like D310, I believe, D310. And then the fixed components are metal film resistors, more ceramic capacitors, and then potentiometers mounted the same way, right angle to the PCB. These values are a C5K for the fuzz, a linear, C is a reverse log, or reverse audio, a linear 20K shape control, and a audio 10K volume. The quarter-inch jacks are the Switchcraft. I think these are 112BX, I think is the part number. Potentiometers are alpha. Cool part about building like this is you don't need the pot covers for the pots because they're not pressed up against the board. They are orthogonal to the board, so there's no risk of them touching any through-hole components, solder jack or solder points on the back of the PCB. All right, so that is it for the internals on the Smallsound Bigsound Team Awesome Fuzz machine. Let's go ahead and put it back together. All right, that's a wrap on the Team Awesome Fuzz Machine from Smallsound Bigsound. If you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate you hitting the like button and subscribing, and hit the notification bell if you want to know when I make a new video. If you have any questions or recommendations for a pedal you want to see on a future teardown episode, let me know in the comments. I'm Joe from Graybenchelec. Thanks for watching.